Almost as long as Assassin's Creed has existed, players have been asking for the opportunity to explore a feudal Japanese landscape through the lens of an assassin, and now that Assassin's Creed Shadows is finally here, has the wait been worth it? The answer is mostly yes. Assassin's Creed Shadows features a fully realized world with stunning visuals paired with excellent traversal that make exploring Japan circa 1579 an absolute pleasure. Assassin's Creed Shadows also features a strong core narrative centered around a tale of revenge, with an extremely satisfying combat system and a surprisingly enjoyable base building mechanic. Unfortunately, it might not be the revolution that many were hoping for, since Assassin's Creed Shadows is unable to find a consistent tone. Playing as Yasuke felt distant to the core experience, repetitive franchise cliches still exist, and there is almost an abysmal lead performance from Naoe that felt stiff and immersion breaking. The silver lining is that you have the ability to fix some of these problems yourself, and if you accept Assassin's Creed Shadows as what it is, which is a fun, action-forward, open-world RPG, and not as a serious tonal piece about feudal Japan, which it also tries to be, there's actually a lot to like here. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, not only do you get the chance to be a samurai during the feudal Japan era, but you also get a chance to be a shinobi. Naoe is a blossoming ninja from the dying Iga clan, and Yasuke is an outsider who finds his sense of place as a bruising samurai. The narrative and your gameplay experience weaves between these two in a tale about revenge, heritage, and honor. The overarching storyline feels similar to Kill Bill as you play as Naoe, a strong and powerful female shinobi who is hell-bent on getting revenge against 12 people who have wronged her, and this journey will take you across the vast and well-realized feudal Japanese provincial landscape. The environments are stunning with an impressive draw distance, a dynamic weather system, as well as day and night cycle, which not only adds realism but also greatly affects the improved stealth encounters. There's also the changing seasons, which are beautiful and add plenty of variety, from the rain-soaked spring, the blossoming trees in the summer, the plethora of colors in the fall, to the stark white of winter. The beauty of this world is constantly in your face, as well as the vastness of it. It encourages the player to seek out all that it has to offer, and the offerings go far beyond just the game. One of the ways that you can expand your skill tree is with knowledge, which are done by praying and being able to get close enough to rare wildlife to be able to paint them. There are also hundreds of codex entries to discover around the world that offer pieces of cultural knowledge to learn and understand the time period a little better. All of these are completely optional, but added greatly to the overall experience and highlighted the beauty of the world. However, the core of the Assassin's Creed Shadows experience is stealth, movement, and combat systems, all of which have the ability to be great depending on which character you're playing as. The core systems don't feel revolutionary, but they do feel evolved from past entries. The combat feels weighty, satisfying, and is very brutal. The core of the combat is built around parries, dodges, but it also features standard attacks, posture attacks, and ability attacks. A large omission is the lack of stamina system, meaning that you can spam attack on some enemies, especially if you're playing as Yasuke, who is nearly indestructible. The combat does feel more satisfying when you're playing as Naoe, as you need to be more methodical as she has less health and isn't as strong. The one downside is that combat doesn't overly evolve as the game goes on. You will learn some more skills, enemies get bigger bars and a few different moves, but nothing that feels overly rewarding for mastering these systems. The world is dangerous, especially around areas above your level, as you can die in one hit. You can also trigger one-hit kills, which can also be increased with the right equipment and perks, but there is a missed opportunity for a more serious standoff mode, similar to the one in Ghost of Tsushima, and this would have greatly increased strategy, realism, and truly conveyed just how dangerous this world can be. You can evolve your combat in Assassin's Creed Shadows through skill trees that are upgraded through mastery points and expanded with knowledge points. Eventually, when you find gear good enough, it will come with perk slots which need to be done at your hideout. Nearly as important as your skill tree is expanding your hideout and finding new allies. To construct and build your hideout, you will need to find crafting materials around the world like lumber and stone. However, these are in areas you will be, so you don't have to venture off the beaten path. Once you have enough materials, you are able to construct buildings like stables and dojos, which offer skill bonuses to yourself and your allies. Assassin's Creed also lets you recruit people into your League of Assassins by completing specific side quests that will help you forge bonds with people who can aid you on your journey and these allies will then be able to assist you in battle. The other big new feature of Assassin's Creed Shadows is the new anima system that acts as a hub for the series dating back to Odyssey and now moving forward. The anima system exists to constantly engage the player with activities and challenges. As you would expect, rewards range from crafting materials to weapons, armor, and keys, which are one of the currencies used to buy goods from the rotating shop. The good news is that currently nothing feels pay to win, and I never once felt the need to purchase anything, as there is an abundance of loot to find, upgrade, and it comes complete with one of the easiest transmogrification systems as well. While in theory I like the idea of weaving two different stories to give two different perspectives and gameplay feels, I didn't love how both players didn't have these same core abilities, namely tower climbing, which is a core series staple. The world is designed around the assassin experience. While playing as Yasuke is initially fun as you feel unstoppable, the inability to do core series mechanics and lumbering slow speed quickly became rote. Shadows features an engaging story of loss, but it was hindered by the immersion-breaking performance of Naoe, as well as abrupt tonal shifts and a lack of commitment to a moral compass and repercussions. The character model for Naoe always felt like it didn't receive as much attention as other characters, and her voice acting felt stiff and didn't capture the levity of the moment. Immersion problems are further exacerbated by enemies that feel like sword sponges and writing that didn't always reflect the era. A stronger commitment to a serious tone and a more lethal combat system would have went a long way. Repetition can also set in across many facets of Shadows. If you don't like Assassin's Creed, Shadows won't be the pivotal moment in the franchise that changed your mind, as it features the same DNA that the series has become known for, albeit most gameplay systems have seen evolutions, and the good news is that most of the major criticisms can be adjusted or worked around. If you don't want your map to be littered with markers, turn off the guided experience and don't use scouts. If you want to be more immersed and enjoy a better performance, turn on Japanese and adjust your HUD. If you want to experience the best stealth and movement the series has seen, then play as Naoe at all opportunities. Due to the dual protagonists, experiences of Assassin's Creed Shadows are likely going to vary drastically, but when the game is at its best, it allows the player to take full advantage of satisfying parkour, stealth, and assassin systems through the eyes of a young shinobi and requires a much more methodical approach. The biggest downfall with Assassin's Creed Shadows is indecision, at times between shinobi and samurai, between stealth or action, between drama or comedy, between instant kills and sword sponges, between series cliches and fresh ideas. At times, Assassin's Creed Shadows can be a 6, but then at other times it's almost a 10, and where it ends up is somewhere in the middle. When everything clicks together, Assassin's Creed Shadows was worth the wait. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and find a lot more like it. Video games is a positivity-first gaming outlet. We believe that gaming should be a force for good. We focus on making uplifting content with constructive discussions and celebrating what makes games great. That's all for today, and until next time, be good to your fellow gamer, but more importantly, be better to your fellow human.